Have you recently had a fresh perspective about something in your life and then took the time to look at your environment and look at the difference between how you felt when you recognized that fresh perspective as opposed to when you felt like you had a blockage and you really couldn't think straight? Did you pay attention to who was around you at that time, or who you decided to steer clear from? You know, who was around you? Who were you spending the most time with? Was it someone who you connect with very well and someone who's very encouraging and positive? Or was it just you spending time by yourself? Spirit wants you to take note of a time when you recognized you see something differently now and you're accepting what you see. Something that is very different from how you usually feel and how you usually think. You see it now and you know you see it because your environment changed, or individuals within your environment have either gone away from you, were separated from you for whatever reason, or you decided to move in a different direction away from certain circumstances. Was there a time in your life where you realized that as soon as you took a certain action, you began to feel clear? You felt as though your vessel was full of clarity, your mind was clear? Did you ever experience that before? Spirit is saying many of you have, and Spirit is saying many of you have experienced it, but you don't see it that way. Spirit wants you to look at this situation from a deeper perspective because there's something very special about this, I'm hearing, pivotal moment that you need to see and repeat. They're saying they want you to repeat it because it will bring more clarity to you. There may be a situation where it would be a good idea for you to do this again. But you have to look back and see how this aligns with you. When you're able to pinpoint a time when you received like straight, full clarity on something that you didn't have clarity about before, it will help you in your future and in your present moment, because it will remind you, what did I do at that time when I received that like enlightening moment, or I was awakened to something that I didn't realize in my past? What was going on in my life at the time? What emotion were you feeling? Was it happiness? Was it frustration? Because our emotions move us. So remember that. Our emotions cause triggers within us to move in certain directions. So usually a trigger could be an example of you being fed up with someone that is just not in alignment with you anymore, and just being around them gets on your nerves. And you know it's because within that relationship there's no growth. So you start to get annoyed at every conversation. You don't even want to see the person walk in a room. You know, when they walk in a room, they don't even do that right. And that's just because you're so frustrated. And then it's like, how can somebody walk in a room wrong? But it's true. You begin to have a distaste for the person just because of what they put you through. So it causes a trigger within you, which is the distaste. And then you naturally move away from them because you just can't take it anymore. So what did you do after that? You know, and it's either you're going through a similar situation now, or you're going to experience a situation that is similar to what you have already experienced in the future, just might be a little different. It could even also be a different dynamic of a relationship. However, it's the same feeling or a similar feeling. It could be worse. It could be less. The point is to look at it and remember what you did. Remember the outcome and how it turned out for you. You know, it turned out better for you because you were able to move away from what was no longer serving you. Okay, Spirit wants you to focus on that, because sometimes you need to remember how you handled something before where you were able to get through it successfully. And take what you can from that experience and use it in your future. Your experiences are for lessons for you to use or apply to future experiences and circumstances and relationships. When we ignore the lessons that were meant for you to learn, that's when things become very challenging for you. And you become frustrated, and then you may feel stuck, as if you can't move forward. That is an illusion. And when you take the time to recognize that what you're going through is meant for you to learn from it, and then you actually accept the lesson, you receive it, and you apply what you've learned to your future experiences and relationships, that is the key. That's one of the keys to get you out of a rut, or get you out of depression, or out of feeling stressed out, or out of just feeling stagnant and just stuck. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're like depressed or sad, there could be so many things on your mind that you want to do, but you don't move. You just stay there, like as if you don't have anything on your mind to do, and you just get stuck. I heard that's the energy of the enemy, almost freezing you. Freeze. Freeze tag. Freeze tag. Trying to hit you with the same problem again to make you freeze because you don't want to deal with it, so you just get frozen. And you don't move at all. You're thinking about all of these things like a manic, all of these thoughts going in your mind. And you don't actually take action, or you don't move forward with them. And then you get frustrated. Spirit is saying you have the control to like get yourself out of that. And don't feed into what many people want you to feed into, which is the aspects of the situation that will keep you stuck. The point is to get out of feeling stuck. That's not healthy. Be careful what you're listening to, because there's many instances where you will listen to certain information and it will amp up the fact that you're stuck, but not give you a solution to get out of it, or not share with you a solution to the problem, like, you know, a solution. No way out, like making you believe you have no way out, making you believe that you are just targeted forever and that you can't overcome. Be careful of those messages, because those are messages that become beliefs. And when those messages become beliefs, then you get stuck, and you'll keep on looking for that same, I heard juice, but that's not the good juice. It's almost like gas just to be mad. Like when you pump your car with gas to go, but the gas is making you go, I heard backwards, but not for good reasons. It's like just to dwell in it and just be mad. See, many of us have experienced that before, where it feels good to listen to the person. How can I say this? It feels good to listen to the person that's gonna you know, badmouth whoever is stressing you out, which it could be fine and good for a second because it feels good, because you know they hurt you, and I get it. But when you keep staying there and you don't elevate or move out of that, you will be stuck, and you are going to have a hard time to see anything more than that. And then you just end up being heavy in your heart and having this heavy resentment towards whatever situation angered you, and then you're just stuck there for years, not letting it go. And that's not healthy for you, and that's not living. That's like you keep neglecting yourself every day, feeding the negative energy, and then it just creates more negative energy, and then you're just a ball of negativity walking around, and everything is wrong all the time. When you don't want that, you have to change your attention. You have to shift what you're giving your attention to. It's fine to be mad, and it's fine to want justice. But when you get stuck there and you can't think of anything else and it's consuming you, that's when it becomes unhealthy for your soul. So if you're interested in maintaining and taking care of your soul and your ability to feel lighter and not so weighed down with the trials and tribulations of life, then you want to look at the situation from a different perspective. What did you learn from it, and what is it that you will do in the future to prevent yourself from experiencing something like that again? Okay, so that is the message here. Let me see what else. I'm gonna get a charm. Sometimes I forget to get the charms. I have a star here. So when you focus on what has not gone right, instead of just giving it to spirit to handle, you stress yourself out. You really do. Many of you have been ignoring your intuition. Some of you could have really good reflexes. Many of you see certain things but then act like you didn't see it. Know that your eyes are open and take heed to what you see. There's no need to ignore it because you saw it. It's real. It's true. It is what it is. So just accept that. Okay? Some of you might be a little nervous about something right now. Nervous about the next steps forward. You can really take from the previous video I'm going to load, because it does apply to your concern to move forward. And the previous message was to take small steps. When you take small steps, it lessens any uncomfortability that might be looming over you. Okay? Break something that seems very big into small pieces, and then it doesn't seem so daunting. Okay, so that is the message. I hope this message gets to who needs to hear it. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember that the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next video.